Welcome to the stream, everybody. How's it going? Just building up some Bretonian knights right now. Oh, yeah. He fell down. Right, that's another one done. Building up some Bretonian knights to represent my channel members. I've got 18 channel members, 18 out of 20. That's the big goal that we're going for. And so I'm going to be painting up do the rest of these. Let's finish the rest of these Empire or Bretonian knights, and then we'll come back and actually paint them a little while. Just want to build them tonight, get them assembled so that the glue can dry, and then I can prime them in the morning. Welcome to the stream, everyone. My name is Warboss Tay. I've got a bunch of different projects on my table right now. Most importantly, I'm building up Bretonian knights to represent my channel members. These are subscribers who have decided to go the extra mile to support me monetarily. You can become a channel member yourself and get a Bretonian knight built and painted up to represent a little avatar for you as a part of my channel members club. And all you have to do is follow the link in the video description to become a channel member today. You can support me for, as low as $2.99 a month. And that will guarantee that, oh, I got a little bit of flash here. That will guarantee that as long as you support me for longer than 1 month, I will build and paint up a Bretonian knight in your honor. Kind of like how we used to do in, what's it called, medieval times. I lost that one. Okay, let's do a Pegasus. Building these old miniatures has really reminded me how simple times used to be in this hobby. A torso with 2 arms, legs, a horse that came in 3 parts. Who would have known that it would be so simple to to build up some minis. Now with the Empire or the cities of Sigmar, good grief. Chevalier, they're just so complicated. If you are watching this after the broadcast, or if you're wondering who I am, my name is Warboss Tay. I do videos on YouTube about Warhammer, painting, unboxing, reviews, painting guides, lore videos, all that kind of stuff. I've been making videos on YouTube since 2009. I don't think I'm going to get too much farther. I have this unit of Palatine Blades, an Emperor's Children pre-heresy, Ancient Rylanor, Dreadnought, and a Lucius, the Faultless Blade miniature to paint. So this might be the last one I do. I also didn't get a chance to prime my Aragorn miniature. So let's put the rest of these away for now. Horses are all built. Just need to cut out the parts to make the riders. And if you would like to get a Bretonian knight built and painted in your honor, then all you have to do is become a channel member. I did my spiel already, so my producer Igor said that I don't have to do the whole spiel again. Thanks, Igor. Boy, that is exhausting. Just fluff. Oop. Yeah. The thing with this plastic cement that I'm using, you really gotta press it down and hold it to form the bond. Let's get a little bit of music here. Echo, play lo-fi jazz.
Playing lo-fi instrumentals playlist on Amazon Music.
Echo, volume down 2 times. Yeah. All right, the first 4 knights are built. Tomorrow morning, take them outside and give them a little prime. Then we can start painting them. All right, I've got my 40K Fellowship of the Ring back here, the Brotherhood of the Nine. Keep those guys back here. I was hoping to paint up. I was planning to paint up the Aragorn character Strider tonight on the stream, but it looks like I won't be able to just because I wasn't able to get out and prime him today. Nick the Salamander, how are you doing, sir? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Building up some Bretonian knights here. All right, I'm going to refresh my paint water, and I'm gonna need to get a new palette paper. Have you reached 20? Not yet, nope. Unfortunately, I haven't. Still at 18. We're gonna try to gun for it, try to get it tonight. And I'm positive, I've got a good feeling that we're gonna get to it tonight. But I'll be right back, and I'll be back with a new wet palette paper and some fresh paint water. All right, if you are interested in using the same wet palette that I do, I linked it in the video. It's one of my tagged products. It's an Army Painter wet palette. I built 4 Bretonian Knights, Nick, and they are going to dry tonight, and in the morning I'm gonna prime them up and get started painting them. Oh, Nick the Salamander, 2 memberships, we did it. Silver Tower, welcome to channel membership club. Thanks to Nick the Sander. You guys are in the club, and we did it. We reached our first milestone. Look at that, another one. Lord Commander Dante, Thrawn, Matt, 5 more. Holy cow, 25 out of 20. Uber Warlocker, Cyber Toast, welcome to the channel membership club. That is fantastic. 25 out of 20. We blazed through. Oh, Nick, amazing. You got us to 20. That's 7 channel memberships. That is fantastic. Woohoo! 25 out of 20. We did it. Welcome to the club, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome. Oh, man, that made my night. Thank you, Nick. Welcome, welcome. So if you guys decide to stay, I am going to be building up and painting these Bretonian Knights characters to represent you as your avatars. Hey, I don't know, but thank you for the membership. Yep, Silly Lung, that's Nick the Salamander, and he just gifted another 7. Everybody in the chat right now, I think everybody in the chat right now is like channel members because there's 9 of you, and with Nick and Silly Lung here already being channel members, gifting another 7. Nick the Salamander is really the MVP of the club. Oh, 15 of you. Hello, welcome. Man, Nick, round of applause. I wish I had sound effects. Everybody, Nick the Salamander just bought 7 channel memberships, blasting us through our first milestone. That's fantastic. That's terrific. What an awesome guy. Yep, exactly. That's terrific, Nick. Thank you so much. That really, man, what a guy. That really made my night. You got us there, man. Thank you. I'm gonna tell my wife. She's gonna be overjoyed. This is terrific. This is like this really made my day. What a great stream. We're just beginning. I'm looking for my palette paper so I can put down another sheet of palette paper down and we can get started painting the last of my. I am so stoked. I'm so stoked. Much love to everyone. Oh yeah, Silly Lung, thank you. Way past your bedtime. You're always popping in like for just a second before you have to go again. So thanks for popping in. Man, that's amazing. I hope you guys are all very, very appreciative and thankful to Nick for that. That was just amazing. Okay, so let's see, where are we? I've got 5 Palatine blades from the Emperor's Children here. And I got a lot of positive comments and feedback from various like videos and like little reviews that I've done on them, like showcase videos on TikTok and stuff. So some people did ask what I do for the armor. And if you are not here the last couple of times that I talked about the armor, then I'm gonna explain to you how I did this purple armor. Yeah, that timing, isn't that how it always goes? All right, so I've got here my model that I'm going to be showing you what I'm working on. So the first color that I put down was Phoenician purple. It's this beautiful base coat that's a little bit lighter than Nagaroth Night. Nagaroth Night used to be the standard. Oh, thank you for the positive, for the likes and stuff. So Phoenician purple, great base color, just a little bit brighter, as I said, than Nagaroth Night. It's the new like base coat for Emperor's Children painters. It's just really, really good. Now, after you let that dry overnight, then you go back in with Druchii Violet. I still have a hard time saying that, Druchii, but I guess that is the way you say it. So Druchii Violet is the next color. And that is going to darken all of those purples down. And then after that dries, you're going to come back in with some Sirius Purple. Sirius Purple is the first highlight color. And this is still what I call the ugly phase of your painting, the ugly stage. It's hard for a lot of people to get past. I think this is what defeats a lot of painters. Let me get my painting handle. So if you find yourself in a rut and you just can't motivate yourself to paint and to move forward, it might be because you are stuck in what's called like the ugly phase, where the model just doesn't look good and you can't visualize the model ever looking good. Hey Fishy, welcome to the stream. So I want to tell you that it does get better. You just have to push through. You have to really grit your teeth and get through this next phase, this next stage. And one way that I found really helps to do that is to distract your brain. And you can do that with podcast or going on YouTube and watching an awesome Warboss Tay live stream, or however you want to distract your brain just to get from point A, which is right after the washes get done, or whenever is the most difficult time for you, get from point A to point B. So for me, that really hard hurdle is usually in the base coats section. So right now I'm essentially still in that phase, because even though I've got the armor shaded and it's looking a lot better than it did with just the Phoenician purple, it still looks pretty unpainted to me. And my lizard brain cannot see the end product. Therefore, it feels like too much of a hurdle for me to move from. But like I said, you gotta grit your teeth and push through. And the best way to do that is to not even think about it. Like, don't even give it the thought and the effort, the brain power, the bandwidth in your brain to make it hard for you. You just do it. It's like that Shia LaBeouf meme. You just got to do it. Gene Stealer Purple's next. This is a time when I start to feel a little bit better when I'm doing the second armor highlight, because this is when I'm starting to see what it's going to be eventually looking like. Now, when I do this armor highlight, I'm looking to really pick out the raised edges. I'm not looking to highlight the general color anymore. The general color is going to be this Sirius Purple transitioning to down to Phoenician Purple. The only areas that are going to get this Gene Stealer Purple are usually at the very edges, or if you want to be a little cheeky, find where the light would naturally be reflecting off of the armor. And then you're going to paint what's called light focus points, which is just little dots or little lines to act as like optical illusions to draw the eye to where you are suggesting the actual highlight is, even though it might not be. So nice soft feathering highlights, doing hard edge highlights. Are you new to Emperor's Children, or have you painted a lot of them? Harry, I have not painted a lot of them. It took me a while actually to do. I did a couple of Warhammer 40K Emperor's Children in bright pink and black, and I did not care for it because my brain couldn't comprehend the color scheme. It was just too vibrant and too bright. I couldn't tone down the pink enough to make it look like it had any depth to it. It was just garish pink. And this was from the old Dark Vengeance set years and years ago. And I was painting up those Chaos Chosen, and I was just like, I can't do it. I can't figure out why I don't like these miniatures. And then once I was able to paint a couple more miniatures, tone it down, use more grim dark techniques so that the pink wasn't so garish and bright. It's a little darker and realistic and grim dark looking. Then I felt much more confident and much better about it. But I did paint a couple of these Warhammer 30K Heresy era Emperor's Children, and I actually liked them a whole lot more. I love this purple, this dark, rich royal purple, transitioning into a bit of a pink tone, and I think it really fits them, the Emperor's Children Legion, to have such an eye-catching looking color scheme and have it start to like warp and mutate the colors. I actually want to try, I haven't seen this done, but I want to try doing this purple to pink, and then in the darker areas like the black trim, maybe other areas that are purely black. I want to see if I can do some opposing like dark turquoise and really dark blues, so that the black color is not like a black transitioning up to a gray, transitioning up to a white, but it's more like of a bluish tone. All right, this third color, while I was talking, I've moved on to this third highlight color. It is Pink Horror. I'm really gonna try to be as conservative with this as possible. I don't want it to overtake the purple. I want it to show up the edges and kind of tease it into the larger areas of the purple armor, so that you can get the illusion, or get the impression that the pink is starting to mutate and pick up on the light, that the purple mutates into a pinkish color at certain angles, but it's not overtaking that purple just yet. You still got that original classic Emperor's Children purple underneath. If you're interested in the brushes that I'm using, I've got those linked in the video description as well. They are golden maple brushes. And if you click on them, make sure at the checkout you use the promo code WART, W-A-R-T, because that's going to give you 10% off at checkout. All right, I've actually been doing all of this using the lids of my paint pots as wet palettes, but now I'm going to have to find that wet palette paper. And I believe for your night, Nick, you said you wanted a dark green and orange with the, was it the dragon as the heraldry? I think, Nick, you've done a better job of introducing people to my my channel membership benefits than I have. All right. I've got 30 40K Emperor's Children Marines. I need tips because I can't be bothered. Haven't painted too much 40K Emperor's Children. I love the pink though. I think what my problem was, or the thing that I messed up with when I was trying to develop my own Warhammer 40K Emperor's Children color scheme, was to, like, I really wanted to make it pink. Right, I wanted to really lean into the pink Emperor's Children motif, but what I should have done is make that pink color the highlight color. I should have gone for a more like bubblegumish pink purple. So I would say start with pink horror rather than starting with this bright, vibrant pink color and then work your way up. Because you've got a lot of Emperor's Children pink colors that are like named, right? Emperor's Children pink, Fulgrim pink. But pink horror is a good darker base color to start. It's a lot of pink over black, yeah. I need to get some Emperor's Children, some 40K Emperor's Children miniatures, because then I can, I think I've learned enough, I've matured enough as a painter that I'll be able to give it a better go. Plus too, I think the black, like doing pink and black is so stark and so final of a color. Like I would rather want to start with a darker, like a really dark Reaper maybe, or dark blue, or Night Lord's blue, shade down to the black, or actually maybe highlight up to dark Reaper or Night Lord's blue. Start with a black as your base color, and then work your way up. I tried using a pink primer on one, but they seem too pink. Yeah. So you immediately go in and do a like a purple shade, a purple wash, then that pink primer is gonna, it looks so flat, you know what I mean? And so that bright pink is gonna be very, excuse me, overpowering. So what I'm doing is I'm using Corvus black to paint in all the areas that are gonna end up being black. And I'm doing this so that I can use Black Templar in a little bit to shade it and deepen the color and give it a little bit more of a tonal shift than if I were to just use like Abaddon black or like a straight black color and then try to highlight it. It's a new technique I'm trying. We'll see if it's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see how it works out for us. It was more so darker magenta, but even then, okay. I think usually I advocate for doing the primer that is the color of, like the main color of your model, especially with Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines. Like if I'm doing Iron Hands, I'm not gonna prime it in white. You know, I'm gonna prime it in black and then work out the details. Like Raven Guard, Iron Hands, Black Legion. I think in a second, just to vary it up a bit, I'm going to jump onto the Lucius Eternal figure, just so we have something else to look at. Oh, I also got the Dreadnought. Well, you know what, guys? Now that we're 25 strong, I still can't believe it. Now that we have 25 channel members, whereas when I started this stream, we only had 18. I would love to know from you guys, what would you rather see? Would you rather see me paint Lucius or keep working on the Dreadnought? Leave a comment and I'll be able to tell who you are by the icon next to your name. Those icons are going to change every month for the first 2 months anyways. Those little badge icons next to your name, they're going to change every time it's time to renew your membership. And then I think the cycle is that when you are a new channel member, it is like a gray paint drop. And then at 1 month, it's going to turn to a crossed, like a shield with some crossed weapons in front. Then it's going to turn at 2 months to like an orc in a helmet. And then I just got a bunch of different badges that are going to change and show your progression. That's going to help me keep track too, because when I look at your name at a glance and a badge you have, I'll know what stage of painting your Bretonian Knight of the Realm avatar is going to be. So I'm going to have to really be able to have a good tracking system for that, because I want to make sure I paint up your avatars. And I'm going to do up like a video to play at the end of all of my long form videos, where I say thank you to my channel members, and then I'm going to show off all of the Bretonian knights according to how long you've been a channel member. I got 10 from the original in Factors box, 20 are Mark 6s. Nice. Dreadnought, yes, I started painting Ancient Rylanor here. I got to do most of his base coats. It's not Ancient Rylanor, it's just like a relic Contemptor Dreadnought from Fourth World. I just did this first Phoenician purple color. So what I'm actually going to do is hit it with the Druchii Violet wash, and then I'm going to do the silvers. I think I'm kind of going to wait on painting anything else until I'm finished with the purple armor. But I've also got Lucius the Eternal in Warhammer 30k form. His Forge World resin model, Lucius, I think he's just called Lucius the Faultless Blade, or Lucius the Swordsman, and he's got his Imperial sword there, and his alien sword there, which I think was kind of hinted to be like the source of evil power for Fulgrim, right? The layer sword. I don't know. It's been a while since I read the novels. But if you are hanging out in the chat, please let me know which would you rather see. Would you rather see me paint up the Dreadnought, or would you rather see me paint up Lucius? I'll get a little bit farther into painting up this Palatine Blade, and then we'll jump to the new model. Love it when you're on some official Games Workshop Contemptor coming. Nice. He's named Captain Lucius in 30k, but he gets Blade of the Lair in 40k when he becomes Eternal. Ah, okay, gotcha. So what blade is he holding right now? Because it looks like a Drukhari sword. Is he just messing around with different weapons that he picks up on the battlefield? Or did he get it from a story? All right. I think we'll do the silvers, and then we'll end with the gold, just because the gold looks so nice. You don't paint fantasy minis anymore? Oh, fake nerd. I do. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, I do paint fantasy minis. In fact, I'm going to be painting a bunch of Bretonians pretty soon. In honor of all of my channel members, which now we are up to 25. I think 25 might have been the most I've ever had. One of my good channel supporters, Austin, bought a bunch. I think he bought something like 20 channel members one time. He gifted 20 channel memberships for his birthday. And what an insane move. Could you imagine that? Like paying for 20 channel memberships for 20 strangers that you don't even know to randomly be chosen that are watching this live stream. And maybe they just were doom scrolling around, and for 1 second they popped in and they don't even know Warhammer or anything like this. And just because they happened to be in the chat at the time that Austin bought 20 channel memberships, they were gifted like a month. Isn't that that's just such a mind-blowing thing for me to comprehend. But I think now we are back up to it with 25 channel memberships. Thank you to Nick the Salamander for gifting 7 of those to 7 lucky people in the chat tonight. Absolute hero. and I always see his comments too on all of my videos. He's always in the Discord. So big thank you. All right. Back to these Palatine blades. The silver is really pretty simple. There's not too much silver on these miniatures. I've always got the standard stuff that's on the backpack, like the vents, the ports, exhaust ports, the bolt pistol, if they have one, because some of these Palatine blades don't even have one. The sword. I followed the Games Workshop artwork and their pictures, and so I know that these little tubes on the side of their head are going to be in silver. That is the Blade of the Lair, but his other sword is the Personal 19. Ah, hello, Fishy. Was there a glitch in the Matrix? I thought you said already. Oh, thank you for the heart, whoever that was. You guys, if you're liking the live stream, that really helps out. If you're, of course, if you donate like a super chat or you become a channel member, all of that stuff is a huge help to me. But just liking the stream, hanging out, leaving a comment, doing all of that stuff, it really helps nudge me up the algorithm, helps YouTube find more people that might be like you that would watch my videos. And so I say thank you, say a huge thank you. My channel has been doing really amazingly these past couple of months, not a small part in thanks to all of the stupid memes I've been posting lately, but they're so much fun and I find them so relatable. So if you're here because you found my channel through some meme of like a space wolf getting drunk, then welcome. I actually do paint these miniatures. Some people are like, these lore guys, they don't know anything. They just make shorts videos all day. And I'm like, no, actually, I do paint these guys. And then some people, they can't be reasoned with. They can't be spoken to. So I tend to tell somebody who just does not like what I'm posting. I posted this very controversial clip about the Tau being some naughty slaver guys, and I got a lot of heat for that. So I just said, oh, I'm sorry, I don't really know. I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm really new to the hobby. And that usually makes them say, oh, I'm sorry. It gets me out of most hot water situations. Of course, I don't advocate that. But sometimes you can't reason with people. They're so dead set. I like to think of myself as a very open-minded person. Like, I have my beliefs and the things that I believe in, but if you come at me with facts and a good argument and you're polite, then I'm definitely willing to hear your side of the argument. Like, I think it's hilarious that the Tau have mind control techniques to basically coerce whole civilizations into siding with them. But if there are people out there who really buy into the Tau being the quote-unquote good guys of the setting, and that the Imperium is a bunch of poopy bad men that rhyme with the word schmashists, then I'm more than willing to hear you out. I think in light of all the recent craziness, we have to continue to be civil and to have open discussions with each other about everything. Otherwise, you're going to end up like these guys, rocking purple pink armor and snorting warp dust all day. All right, thank you. That's the end of the politics section for our show. Igor's doing the throat-cutting gesture. Like, move on to painted miniatures. Move on to painting the miniatures. So, the paint I'm using, if you are a fan of my channel or if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I'm a huge fan of Necro Gold. I thought they discontinued this product too, Scale Color 75's Metal and Alchemy, because I couldn't find it anywhere. Then I found it on Amazon again. There's like one vendor selling one last box, and then I was like, oh, okay, maybe it's They just happened to find it in their warehouse. But I really love this color. Necro Gold. It's a beautiful dark gold color. It's perfect for evil miniatures like Black Legion, Drukari. I just love it. All chaos miniatures. It's fantastic. And the great thing about it is you don't need to shade it. You don't need to highlight it. It comes with all this natural like depth to it already. So if you can find yourself a pot, like if it ever shows up on eBay, Necro Gold, or get the whole set. The whole set is pretty good. Where is the Discord link? The Discord is in the video description. Yeah, post your Lucy in there. Poopy bad man. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Sometimes you have to. Toe the line. I swear I had that packet of parchment paper sheets for my wet palette around. I can't find it. All right, I'll be right back, folks. How long have you been painting for? I've been painting, I feel like I've been painting most of my life, but I got serious when I was in, like I started really painting when I got back into the hobby. I took the 10-year hiatus that most of us are familiar with. It's your break to figure life out, go to college, get a job, start a family, and then come back to it. Most people go through that. Other people will start this hobby like in college or high school, and it kind of just sticks with them and they never really leave for the hiatus. But for me, it was when I came back to the hobby that I started getting serious about it. And this was maybe 2007, 2008. And I had a friend ask me, I was living in Hawaii at the time, and my friend asked if I wanted to paint his dwarves. He had a bunch of fantasy miners, the old metal miner sculpts, which was just so beautiful. And so I did, and I said, you know what, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna make sure I don't give up, I don't quit. Because a lot of people at times said that there's a danger in this hobby that you might just stop painting the miniatures. And I was like, what? What do you mean? And they said, yeah, it's called the pile of shame, where people just give up painting and they don't paint anymore. And I was like, I would never do that. I always see things through to the end. And they were like, you better watch out. What'd you say? So in order to combat that, I started my YouTube channel. And that's how the Warboss Tay YouTube channel started in, I believe it was November 2009. So a little bit of history, my whole channel is based on the fact that I was painting a commission for a friend, and I wanted to hold myself accountable. And I had been collecting like orcs and goblins, but I only had orcs and goblins. And so my friend was like, oh, you know, I've got Eldar. I've got a whole bunch of different stuff, Imperial Guard, got some metal and plastic catechins, some Black Templars. He's like, if you want to just paint, instead of paying you, I could just give you my old minis. And I thought that was the best deal at the time. Like, you mean you just give me minis for free? And looking back, I should have taken the money. But hey, you know, you live and you learn. I have 150 models primed. Nice. All started last year. Right on, Anthony. What kind of models are those? What you got? What kind of armies you painting? And you know what? For the 18 of you in the chat, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know, what are you painting right now? What's on your table? What kind of armies are you painting right now? It's also going to help me to kind of plan out my content moving forward if I know what everybody's working on. All right, here is Ancient Rylanor. I'm calling him Ancient Rylanor, but he could be any relic Contemptor Dreadnought. I'm going to be working on him tonight, and let's go with the Druchii. I keep saying Druchii, but it's Druchii, the Druchii Violet shade. So I'm going to be using a size 5 dry brush from Golden Maple. If you want to see how it looks for yourself, it's one of the dry brushes in this amazing Master Series set. And the link to that is in the video description to this live stream. It'll take you right to the website where you can check out this dry brush for yourself. See if you want to add it to your collection. This whole entire set has 4 detail brushes and 3 dry brushes for $30-something, I think, US. But if you use my promo code WART, W-A-R-T, it's going to take off 10% of your purchase at checkout. So check it out today and get yourself some good dry brushes and some good detail brushes. I'm really putting it through its paces because this set of brushes is like the only thing that I've been painting with for the past few months now since I got it from Golden Maple. I've been saying like how good can it actually be? How much can it actually paint before it dies out and all these brushes fray and lose their hair and split and stuff? But no, it's actually really good. This set is continuing to impress me. I don't want to go too crazy with pushing down on these bristles because this is a resin model and I don't want anything to break, but we're going to try to get into all of these cracks and crevices, get in around this helmet. I want to let you all know that even though I do sound like a man in his early 20s, I am a very old man and I have a couple of sleeping babies upstairs. And if they start crying, I'm going to have to cut the live stream. So if there is a sudden loss and if you step away to grab a drink or something, you come back and the live stream is dead, chances are my baby started crying and I didn't want to leave you guys hanging because it's happened a couple of times where I would have to help my baby go back down to sleep and I end up just like falling asleep with her in the bedroom. So if that happens where I hear her and I have to leave, then I'm just going to cut the stream. Alrighty, that looks pretty good. Druchii Violet, still can't get used to saying it. Druchii Violet is such a great color for shading purple, getting it looking really dark. All right, we're gonna let that rest for a little bit. Ancient Rylanor. Let's paint a little bit of Lucius while we're waiting. 9 different armies: Ultramarines, Nids, Orks, Space Wolves, Astra, Death Guard, Imperial Knights, Skaven, and Storm Boys. It's a great collection. All right, Lucius the Faultless Blade, Lucius the Swordsman. Like I did with my Paladin blades. I'm going to start with Phoenician purple. This guy's already a freak. He's got some black leather gloves. He's got some black leather straps on his armor. Completely unnecessary, purely for decoration. Such a great looking model. I got back into the hobby at a time when I did have enough money to purchase these miniatures, but I didn't have as much time to paint them. And it's so sad because at a certain point you're like, I don't have the money to buy these miniatures, but I really wish I did. When you're a student in university or you're just starting out in the hobby and you don't have the budget, and then you get a little bit more financially stable and you're able to start really shelling out the money to buy the things you always wanted when you were a kid or when you were looking at these when they first came out. And now you've got the minis, but they're all going to be sitting in shrink wrap in the corner of your room because you don't have the time to sit down and work on them. Well, I am here to tell you folks that is all in your head. You can actually paint your minis. All of that hard work to get to where you are, you just need to find like 10 minutes a day, just 10 minutes. I know it's hard, you're tired, you had a long day, but just find 10 minutes a day to sit down and build some minis, put some minis together, put some paint to them. It could be when you're like cooling off at the end of the day, winding down from your day. It could be in the middle of the day. I saw somebody leave a comment saying that they can't paint at night anymore like they used to because that is when they come back from their night shift, they're exhausted. So they do the painting in the daytime and just wake up a little bit early before they have to head to work and do some painting. And I'm like, that's really smart. Whenever you can find the time to sit down at the table, that is the best time to paint. Lucius has so much going on. Now, if I was a smart man, I would have built this guy up in sub-assemblies, but I am not that smart. In fact, I picked this guy up off of eBay. He already came assembled, so I just had to prime him and get to work. Unfortunately, that means that I'm going to have to find some creative way of getting to the inside of his backpack, or his underneath his backpack, the inside of the cape, and all of these inner areas. I'm still on cloud 9, boy. Getting to 25 subscribers when my goal was 20. And I was like, I bet I could get a couple tonight. Maybe I can find 2 people to join up as channel members, and just so excited. Gonna have to set a new goal now. Now that we're at 20 or 25. I actually have to do like milestone, I think, because we reached our first goal. So what could our milestone be for everybody? I have to think of something good. All right. Rylanor is drying. Lucius is drying. Let's see how this guy's doing? He's doing pretty good. We'll do his eyes. And I think we should be finished. I got to do the blue glow on the sword. And then we'll finish this Palatine squad by doing the base work. And that's another squad. That's another squad finished. What a great feeling, man. It's the best feeling to finish a squad, to say it's done. I did a meme of like when you're sitting at your table and you're thinking, should I do another coat? Should I do another pass of highlights? It doesn't feel finished yet. Sometimes you have to just call something done and move on. If you keep prolonging that and saying that you're not, there's still more to do and I gotta do more to finish the miniature, then it's never gonna get finished. And then you're gonna end up feeling like you're not going anywhere and that you're stuck. And I don't want you to feel that way, guys. I want you to feel like you're always moving forward and you're always making progress. And hopefully all of my painted projects, you can follow me and find the inspiration to move forward yourself. Okay, I'm using Gauss Blaster Green. Some of these guys I think need it, not all of them do. It's a little too much. All right, 1 hour in. Thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. Time to get a new chair. This chair's getting squeaky. I really like the subscription models for Warhammer Plus, the Eldar and the Necromancer. They look so good. Nick the Salamander. Purple on purple. This is kind of really making me feel like I want to do a pre-heresy or a heresy era Emperor's Children army. Okay, this is what I mean. Instead of highlighting with gray, like Mechanicus standard gray and Eshin gray for the shoulder pads, for the trim here, I'm highlighting this black with dark Reaper, which is a more bluish gray tone, and I think it fits better. It makes them look a little more interesting than if I were to go with gray. Gray is kind of like a dirty, flat, no nonsense, serious color. And the Emperor's Children, even in 30K, were anything but serious. They were quite silly by now. Emperor's Children, what army did you use for them? I wanted to get the Chaos EC, but I like the Pre-Heresy a lot more. This is the Palatine Blade squad from Forge World for the Emperor's Children in the Horus Heresy game. All right, last thing is Frostheart. They're the Palatine Blades, and I think they are one of maybe 2 or 3 special squads, like Legion-specific squads that Forge World did. The others being the Phoenix Terminators that look absolutely terrific. Like the helmets of the Phoenix Terminators for the Emperor's Children, they look so good. They look like actual birds. The helmets have like what's the word I'm looking for? Like an avian profile to them, kind of like you guys watch Berserk, like Griffith's mask thing in prison, where it kind of like looks like it scoops down into a beak in the front. All right. I think that's pretty good. I think we're just about at the end of this one. Paint the little doodads we can see in the backpack. Oh, I forgot. Right next to the vents are going to be silver. The other night on the stream, I was like, okay, if you guys were gifted a channel membership, then please contact me on Discord and let me know your YouTube name. And then I realized, hello, I can just make a post on my YouTube channel that has all of my channel members on it. I don't have to go through all these extra steps. So, oops, my bad. Whether you joined tonight, I want to let you know I'm going to check your posts or check your feed. Make sure you're signed up to me with notification on, because I'm going to send you the link to the Discord where you can get all of my free digital downloads, project planners, calendars, recipe cards, as well as I'm starting to upload my my ebooks up there. I'm trying to figure out how to upload the Mobi as well as the EPUB version. So whether or not you read off of an Apple device or you have like a Amazon Kindle, whatever you read ebooks off of, you can download my ebooks for free, which I'm going to be posting up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 omnibuses. So each of those 5 omnibuses has at least 5 books in them, and each book has 10 flash fiction stories. So pricing them out, it comes out to something like a $40 value of my stuff that I'm going to be giving to you guys for free if you are a channel member. So thank you again to Nick. I'm going to be thanking you all night, brother, because you did a huge thing in supporting my channel by giving these people the access to it, to channel memberships. And to everybody, I hope you enjoy being a channel member for the free month that Nick gifted it to you, or for the month that you signed up. And I hope you get enough value that you'll decide to re-up and continue along as a channel member. Remember, after 1 month, you will get a Bretonian knight painted up in colors of your choosing to represent your avatar, forging into the pile of unpainted miniatures, into the pile of shame, the backlog, the kingdom of backlogs. And I'm going to be making little videos with all of them, so you'll get to choose what colors and what heraldry you will have representing your knight. And the further along you stay with me, if you continue to be a channel member for months and years, I'm going to start adding little details to your horse, to your base, to your character, just to show how they are progressing and leveling up as a channel member. And after 1 year of supporting my channel, your Bretonian knight will be gifted a Pegasus, and they will become a Pegasus knight. I got a whole idea for it. All right, at that, my Palatine blades are finished. Like I think I mentioned before, my Brotherhood of the Nine, I've got all 5 hobbits painted up. Bilbo, I think Bilbo might be my favorite. I think his colors look most like the film. Frodo, his nephew Frodo. I had to change the names though for copyright, so I think I'm calling Bilbo Kilbros, and Frodo is for show. And here's Samwise, his faithful gardener Samwise. or like I like to call them scope eyes. Then Merry and Pip. I think I mentioned this before, but I've seen a bunch of YouTubers unbox these guys and even build them up, but I haven't seen anyone paint them. As far as I know, I'm the only YouTuber who's painted this set of miniatures from RTLW. I've got the link in the description. They're the Brotherhood of the Nine. Check them out. They're going to make a great set to paint up for yourself. If you're a painter and you enjoy painting, you want to practice painting, if you love the Lord of the Rings as much as I do, then this is a fun little Warhammer 40K adjacent project for you, just to like build them up and make them like a display piece for you. So yeah, as I mentioned, I wanted to paint up Aragorn tonight by the time we got to the stream, but I didn't get out to paint or to prime him today. So unfortunately, our Aragorn miniature is going to need to wait a little bit. I just can't get over the fact that he's got a robot arm. Terrific. All right, then we'll finish chronological order with the Council of Elrond. So Legolas, Boromir, and Gimli will be joining up. Okay, I'm just kind of spinning my wheels, letting the black paint dry on the base here so that I can do the basing. But we can start with the basing for the rest of this Palatine squad. I use Geek Gaming Scenics fast drying base glue. This is essentially just like Elmer's glue or any kind of white PVA glue, but it flows easier. It comes out nice and easy. It's not thick. You don't have to cut it with water for a lot of the other like white PVA glues. Then I just take this long barbecue skewer. You could use like a not a chopstick, like a toothpick, and I spread it around. This saves my brushes from, I don't know why I did this. I used to use my old paint brushes for this, and it just destroyed them. Like paintbrushes I could have used to do like scenery or to do other kind of work where I could still use a paintbrush. This kind of work, you really need to find a tool like a toothpick that can get the job done, and save your old, even your old nasty brushes for better work than this. They deserve better. All right, then once that is done, I'll just show you quickly. I use this Geek Gaming Scenics product called Grimdark City Rubble. Just dip the base in, shake it around, get a good variety. And voila. It's like a good variety, different size base and grit. It used to be where you would have to buy different products, mix them all together. This would usually be like brown or beige colored cork or whatever, and then I'd have to wait till it dried and then start painting it. And it was just such a pain in the butt to go through so many different steps. So I just find like doing this base ready Scenics product is just so much more my style now. And that could just be because I'm a crotchety, curmudgeon-y old man now that doesn't like to paint and do basing. And back when I was younger, I used to love converting and kit bashing. One of my first projects was I took an Imperial Guard Sentinel and I converted it into like a goblin, like a grot Sentinel. And I added like a ball and chain, like the wrecking ball from the Ork truck. I changed out all the weapons, and then I had him, like I cut him off at the knees so he could look like he was wading through water. And I got this resin to pour and make like this clear resin swamp. And oh man, I used to be so into that part of the hobby, and now I just want to get it painted, listed on eBay, and sold so I can make money off of it and move on to the next thing. Even all these Forge World miniatures, like back in the day, when they first came out, I used to want all of these Forge World miniatures. I was like, I want to have an army for every single legion. Even if it's a small, like 300-point army, I want to collect every single army that Forge World is making and every single miniature in resin. And I just want to have this collection to rival Games Workshops. And now I'm like, just paint it and move on. Paint it and sell it and move on. For those of you who are finding me through the old doom scrolling, welcome to my live stream. Thanks for joining me. My name is Warboss Tay. I paint little plastic and resin miniatures. That's my whole shtick. And I guess now I make memes. Who would have thought? If you told me in 2009 when I was making painting videos, like, did you know that in about 15 years, you're gonna still have your YouTube channel, but most of your views are gonna come from stupid memes that you make? I would have been like, what? What? How did you get in my house? Would you ever work on a sort of magnetic set piece that can be used for display in games? A magnetic set piece. Kyrie Ellison, I cannot fathom what that would be. You mean like a set piece, like terrain, like a building? Or like an entire section of the board? I'm not sure I can fathom like what you're asking me. Magnetic set piece can be used for display and in games. My bad, I meant like a sort of fighting scene. Yeah, I forgot what they're called, but there's competitions for. Oh, you mean like how Golden Demon has like dual categories where you paint like miniatures like fighting each other. Do you guys remember that zombie giant versus what was he fighting? That was such a great duel scene. The thing is, you guys, I'm very happy with my level of painting, and I found a little bit of success, not as much as I would like, but I found some success in selling my miniatures on eBay at the level that I paint them, at the prices that I charge for them. If you want to see more, you can just look for me on eBay. My store name is called Warboss Tay. And I think a lot of artists today, there's so much that they've done and advanced in the artistry of these miniatures since I first got started. And I don't think I could compete with the vast majority of work that I see. Even when I go to the clubs now, I used to go to the game stores and to the clubs and be like, ha ha ha, look at these puerile, simply painted, sloppy looking, paint a base coat and throw a wash on the miniatures. I laugh at them, ha ha. And now they're all like beautifully painted. Everybody knows how to use airbrushes and how to use all these different techniques that I'm not that comfortable with. So I'm very aware that I don't think any of my work will win in competitions. I just love to paint, and I would love to keep painting for as long as possible. I think if I try to stretch myself by increasing in any one direction, that it would take a lot of the joy out of this hobby for me. For example, if I had to learn how to do airbrushing, like for a lot of people, you could pick it up. It's pretty simple, and you practice and you get better. But I just don't feel I have the aptitude for a lot of what I would need to compete in Golden Demon at this point. Mod Podge. I love Mod Podge, but it's not what I'm using. What glue are you using? Basing is the only thing I don't know where to start. So this is what I use. It's a company called Geek Gaming Scenics, and they ship mostly anywhere. You can also find their stuff on eBay. I don't think they're on Amazon, but if you find this company, get yourself a big tub of this fast drying basing glue. You could use Mod Podge. I tried using Mod Podge before. I find it doesn't stick as well as this does. I found that Elmer's glue sticks great, but it's harder to work with. You have to mix it with water in a separate container so it has a spreadable consistency. This spreads terrifically across bases, and it dries quickly, and it binds beautifully. This product is called, I think it's called like Step Highlands or something, but it's basically a product that comes to your house in a plastic bag, and then you are supposed to empty it into some other container. Like I put it into this piece. And once, because it's got all this random stuff in it all mixed up together, once you dip your miniature into it and shake off the base and shake off the excess, this is what it will look like. Now, this is just an example. I wanted my hobbit to look like they were walking around in the wilderness. So they have a very randomized looking, natural looking base coat done. If I wanted to, I could add some bushes, some shrubbery, some flowers. But I decided, you know, I want to make it as fast and as simple as possible. So just glue on the base, dip it into the basing material, and tap it off and let it dry just one time. That's all you have to do. Back in the day, I used to have like 5 or 6 different products. I would have my sand. I would have like the fine sand and then the coarse sand. I would have little bits of cork to act as these rocks that you would have to paint gray and different colors and stuff, gray and bone colored ivory, brown. Such a hassle, you guys. If you remember, like, okay, say I finished painting this Bretonian model. It would be first I would put the glue on the base, and then I would dip it in the fine sand, and then I would shake off the fine sand, and then I would add little dots of glue, and then I dip it in the coarse sand and the rough sand, and then I would take my bits of cork and I would tear them into little rock shapes, and then I would apply some glue to the base, and then I would apply by hand all of the little cork bits to look like rocks. And then I'd have to paint the entire base of rocks and sand. And once that was done, I'd have to put some more glue in little places and then add the static grass. And then I'd have to blow on the static grass to make the static grass stick up. And then I would have to add little tufts of grass and little flower bits and like whatever else I wanted to add. And every base took me like so much longer than I wanted to work on. It's already enough that you spend so many hours painting your unit. Getting to the base work was just like not fun for me anymore. So when I found this base ready product, I was like, I'm sold. Sign me up. Get me a bag of that. Yep, fantastic. Hello, Long Island Wargaming. Good to see you. I always see you. I think in do you post videos? I've seen you somewhere before. I've seen that name, Long Island Wargaming. Or maybe I've seen your comments on my videos. I'm not sure. Also, if you are a new membership, or if you're a new member, if Nick the Salamander has bought you entry into the Warhammer or Warboss channel membership, I'm painting up, like I mentioned a couple times, I'm painting up Bretonian Knights to represent you if you stay longer than a month. So that's when I'm going to know that you're actually, if you were gifted a membership like Nick did, then I'm going to build you a Bretonian Knight. And after 1 month, I'm actually going to prime and paint your knight. So that's when you would tell me what colors you want me to paint your knight, as well as what heraldry you want me to use. And all of these heraldry are like come first serve. I think somebody's already called dibs on the sword, a dragon, a lion, one of the lions holding the chalice. And that's going to be put onto your miniature when it's done, when I'm finished painting it. And then the longer you're a channel member, the more detail I'm going to add. So at the beginning, you're going to be painted pretty simply in whatever colors you want. And then the more months you continue to support me, I'll add like a diamond pattern, maybe some more freehand. I'll add like little bits onto the back of your knight to represent like the treasures and the relics they find while adventuring in the kingdom of unpainted sprues. And it's just going to be fun. So it's something I want to do to say thank you to my channel supporters and my channel members. It's a little bit of a different way than most YouTubers will just put up a slide that says thank you to my patrons and then just put a list of names. I want to do something that's more fun and more engaging and give you like more of a feeling of ownership on my channel. I really want you to feel like you're supporting my channel. like Nick the Salamander, who's bought channel memberships, like Austin, who bought 20 channel memberships during one live. I want you guys to feel like you're getting rewarded and feel like you're getting some ownership of my channel, that you're actually a patron of my studio and not just a passive observer. All right, look at that, guys. Palatine Blade Squad, all painted, completely based, as my friends would say, and ready to go off to the battlefields of eBay to find a good home. I love painting Emperor's Children, Warhammer 30K. Like, you can't really tell from the lights. They're kind of bright, but where I'm sitting looking at these models, the gold reflected off of the light reflecting off of the gold, as well as the purple with all of the pink highlights, it really looks good. And it's not that hard to do. When I explained to you the recipe that I use, like, give it a try. If you're not averse to painting some of your miniatures as Emperor's Children, it's a very simple 4 or 5 paint recipe. Phoenician Purple, Sirius Purple, Gene Stealer Purple, Pink Horror, and Drew Violet right at the start. So here is the order of the paints as you paint them. Actually, just Corax White on top of a Celestra Gray base coat. Celestra Gray. And then you can use Abaddon Black if you want, but I choose to use this as the black paint. It's acrylic black paint I get from Walmart for $3 for this entire tube. $3 is getting me, like, I would say at least like $30 worth of Abaddon Black when the tube is full. I bought this like years ago and I'm still using it. And some of these paints, like, I just recently bought because the other ones had dried out, or I've completely used them. Man, it really makes me miss the old Citadel paint pots because they were so good to work with. And where was I? Lead Belcher, of course. Then my favorite gold paint, Metal and Alchemy's Necro Gold. Frostheart for the blue on the sword. Then for the eye lenses, start with Corax White, and then Cabalite Green, Gauss Blaster Green, or this is Sybarite, same thing, and then a little dot of white at the end. And that is it. This is your entire arsenal. If you're a Warhammer 30K Emperor's Children painter, this is essentially all you need. Most of their straps, their belts, their cloth, they don't wear flayed skin like the Night Lords do. Their cloth is this beautiful black that transitions up to like a dark blue. Oh yeah, in that case I would use like it on scale green or Dark Reaper as the first color, and then use Cabalite Green as the second color. The Emperor's Children have a beautiful appreciation of like these dark velvety textures, I think. So that's it. That's all the colors that I use for each one of these models. The less colors you use, the more unified of a color scheme your miniatures will have. And that's why I really like using this for the Emperor's Children. Yes, these are Emperor's Children, Rick Konev. They are Palatine blades from Forge World. And I just explained how I would paint any heresy army. It's down to like even the stuff in Saturnine, I would paint them all the same. They don't have like these hobbits have like pouches and backpacks, brown leather. Like the Emperor's Children don't use brown leather. It's beneath them. Everything they use is a nice dark black color. All right, you know what, guys? Since we met our membership goal, we crossed the first threshold. 20 members was what my goal was, and we blasted through it, thanks to Nick. I want to reward us with an unboxing. Something special from the kits that I've gotten. Maybe we can even build see what I got. All right, I'm gonna leave this up to the channel members. I've got a couple of things that I would love to do, and I think they might be fun to watch. So we can decide together what would be the most fun. Let me just prep everything for a second. All right, here we go. I don't know if you guys have been following some of my videos lately, but I've been building up this squad of orcs. Let's move these to the side. Move on to the next part of this live stream. Right, I think a choice of 3 is a good one. So if you are a channel member, if you are actually just in the chat at all right now, I'll let you vote. But if there's a channel member that votes, that's going to be weighted a little bit higher. I've got these 3 sets of miniatures. 2 of them are from RTLW, which is a boutique miniature producing company. They are the ones that made the Brotherhood of the Nine here, which is the 40K Fellowship of the Rings equivalent. I've also got from Games Workshop this High Falconer Felgrin, which I would love to paint up, and I think it's a great looking model. And I've got some ideas as to how to paint him up, as well as his spooky bat friend over here. But I've got this Caiaphas Cain proxy. It's not officially him, but it's a commissar from RTLW. He's got a robot hand. He's drinking a mug of tea, looking very smug and pleased with himself, which is Caiaphas Cain's MO. And even if you didn't believe that that was him, he has a servant, a man servant, an assistant here that's holding a plate with a thermos of tea and a sandwich with some peanut butter and jelly spread on top. And he's wearing a Valhallan Ice Warrior uniform, and he's holding a Melta. And if that isn't Trooper Jurgen, then I don't know who is. So I've got them as an option, High Falconer Felgrin, or Team Fortress 2 Orks. This is called the Boom Squad. Here's a guy with what's called the Tank Hammer. This is an amazing squad of resin orcs from Artel W. The links to everything is found in the description. Actually, you just have the link to the Brotherhood of the Nine. But if you click on that and go there, and then you can see the other miniatures and the other ranges. I love this guy. He's holding like an underwater mine, and he's tripping as he's running forward. So he's like seconds away from having a very bad day for everybody. Everybody having a very bad day in the squad. It's just so wacky and silly. I love this guy with the quad missile launcher. It just looks ridiculous. And this whole squad is so much fun. There are also like some bomb squigs that I thought I ordered, but I guess I didn't. Boom! So these are the ones that I do have. And look at this, like cobbled together rocket pistols. So much fun. So much fun. Like it's so funny. The bottom of the pistol is like an actual like stick grenade also. It's so much fun. And this guy here. Boom. Oh, what a fantastic model. Cujo. Wah! Ack. Then Team Fortress 2 Boom Boys look awesome. Yep, it's the Boom Squad. Hey, Slim Richmond, how are you? Good to see you, good to see you. So that's the choice for the next part of this live stream, y'all. Vote, cast your vote now. If you missed the first part of the live stream, we finished all 5 of these resin Forge World Emperor's Children Palatine blades. And then we're moving on now to something new. And just a reminder, if you're new to the live stream, we blasted through our memberships today. My goal was 20, we were at 18, and now we're at 25, thanks to Nick the Salamander. So if you are a channel member, that gives you extra weight in the chat. You can vote on things like what I'm gonna be working on next. You can also vote on, I do a lot of polls on my YouTube that are open only to channel members on what I'm gonna be doing in like for upcoming videos. And yeah, as I mentioned, if you are a channel member, I'm going to be building up Bretonian knights painted with your color suggestion to represent you as your avatar supporting my channel. So hopefully that tempts you enough to take the plunge, support my channel for as little as $2.99 a month. You can get a Bretonian knight painted in your color scheme, and the longer you stay supporter of my channel, the more details, the more treasures and relics I'm going to add. And then after 1 year, if you decide to support my channel for 1 year, I'm going to upgrade your knight to a Pegasus knight. It's going to be great. So a lot of Artel miniatures on the table right now. We've got the Brotherhood of the Nine that I'm going to be priming tomorrow, the Aragorn figure, so that I can paint him up. All of the hobbits are done. Gandalf is done. And then the choice next is, what am I going to paint up for this last part of the live stream? Caiaphas, Cain, and Jurgen, if we want to be more phonetically accurate. A squad of Tank Hammer boys. In fact, I probably would only start painting this guy tonight, just so that we get some color down on him, because he's the goofiest looking, I think. Or High Falconer Felgrin from the Age of Sigmar corpse eater guys, flesh eater courts. I say, bring them Boom Squad, green boys into the paint shop. All right, Kyrie, I haven't heard from any of the channel members yet, so I'm gonna go with that. I think that's a good choice. We'll put these other models back into the pile of shame. And let's start with this guy. In fact, let's just keep the rest out. Moral support. You know how the boys do. We'll make like a little cheering section. And anyway, this is the boom squad, like their captain. So he's on a larger base, and I just think it's so funny. Now I was looking up Team Fortress 2 like old screenshots to figure out how I want to paint him, what colors and everything. I think we're gonna go with the red team. It's funny because the red uniform is like a little bit, it's like a mix of a red and orange. So it's kind of like a dulled down not fire dragon bright. Yeah, maybe fire dragon bright. I can't remember all of the red and orange colors off the top of my head. All right, yeah, let's go. Let's forge ahead. Let me clear the table a little bit. I have my Discord linked in the description, guys. If you're interested in joining my Discord, we're doing a special September and October painting challenge right now. Here's some of our backlog for all of the great upcoming releases that are on the horizon. So feel free to join our Sporkytoberfest. It's happening right now. Till the end of October. All right, here we go. Team Fortress 2, the Boom Squad from RTLW. I feel like somebody should be playing. Where's my brushes? I'm going to start with Wa Flesh. Echo. Play Credence Clearwater Fortunate Son.
Fortunate Son by Credence Clearwater Revival on Amazon Music.
Winner. I ain't no Cujo painting, that's for sure. If you guys don't know Cujo painting, you gotta check out his work on like Twitter or X. The man is brilliant. Every time I see him post something, I'm like, well, that's enough painting for me, I guess. I'm just kidding. But no, his stuff is terrific. So if you don't know, you better tell somebody. You better go check it out. Hi, Emma. Welcome. Yeah, we wrapped up the political segment earlier in the stream. I'm just joking. Just kidding. The most political this channel gets is who's better, Mork or Gork? Some people say Mork, but I say Gork. If you say Gork, then you're a fascist. If you say Mork, then you're a commie. Commentary at 11. Please buy my new book. I think, what is this? Is this all other? I don't know what half of all this stuff is. I'm just painting him red. Yeah, you got it, Cujo. I couldn't believe you're actually still here. Most people who doom scroll through YouTube, and I count myself included, like you just want to see as much different stuff as you can, and your brain just kind of overloads on it, and then the doom scroll never stops. You start doom scrolling, it don't stop. You just keep doom scrolling and doom scrolling and doom scrolling. So I kind of want my channel to be a quiet little refuge from all that. It's like the campfire in a wilderness where you can just hang out. It's like next to some ruins of an old castle, and there's also an orc with a bazooka there. Hello. I was watching Muppet Treasure Island, and you know the part where Miss Piggy's like caught, or and like Tim Curry's got all of his pirate guys, and the tribesmen come out, and they're like, "You surrender now, or we will hunt you down and kill you like dogs. You will die like dogs." And then Tim Curry shoots him with the pistol, and like his little top of his headdress goes flying off, and then and then he says, "I see you have boom boom sticks," and then he bye bye, and all the pig native tribesmen run away. I don't know why. I thought that was so funny when he goes bye bye. Quality humor. That's the kind of humor I base my memes on. Doom 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 doom. What's the best miniature you've ever painted in your opinion? Isabella von Karstein, without a doubt. I love that miniature so much, and I'm so sad that she didn't like get a bigger release. I think if they released her in metal before they released fine cast, I think it might have done better. It might have had more lasting power. As it is, like getting a Isabella von Karstein in fine cast now, if you want it new in the box, it's selling for a lot, like over $100 on eBay. But I'll never forget, that model was so fun to paint. It had this beautiful dress with the ruffles, the big Marie Antoinette wig hair. It was like the most gorgeous model. If you can get it for a good price, I would highly recommend you picking it up and painting it, because it's like Hall of Fame level. I didn't know the Muppets were so grimdark. Get that black paint on. Yeah, guys, if you are ever in need of black paint, don't waste time on Abaddon Black. Get yourself a $3 tube of Mars Black from Walmart, Target, and then you can gift it to your grandkids, because it's going to outlive you. The waters will rise, the cities will fall, and yeah, this Mars Black tube will still have paint in it. It's been 2 years. Emma, I used to think that too. I have pretty naturally, like, they're not shaking very much now, but my hands are pretty jittery. Having a painting handle has really helped taken some of the shakiness out of my actual painting. You don't even need like an official painting handle. You could just use like a prescription pill bottle with some poster tack on it. Let's see. I don't want to just use red and black. It's going to need to be some color, even though the red and the black is so good. Red, the blood of angry men. So I'm going to do for the belts and all of the pouches, we'll do my favorite dark leather recipe, which is Rhinox hide highlighted with Mournfang brown. You could also do Scrag brown. Scrag brown is my second favorite highlight for dark leather. Nice paint, thank you. All right, let's not get any more of this live stream demonetized. Echo, play lo-fi jazz.
Queuing up lo-fi jazz playlist on Amazon Music.
I think if I use a Castellan green, I like to paint Castellan green in anything that I feel is looted from the Imperium, that isn't like completely cobbled together like all of the orky stuff. This white primer is really doing a lot of the work for me. Wow. What? This is rough because I don't have my my paper for my wet palette. I gotta finish my sentences. I don't have my parchment paper for my wet palette, so I'm actually doing a lot of this paint mixing off of like my hand, thinning out this color like on my arm. It's not the ideal way to do it. I guess I could grab like a paper plate, but all right, thanks for hanging out, guys. If you are so inclined, I would love it if you could like the live stream, share it, and subscribe if you're not already. I don't know why you would be watching if you're not subscribed, but if you're just taking me out for a ride, trying to take me out for a test ride, kicking the wheels, seeing if you enjoy my content, then I hope you find enough in tonight's live stream to convince you to become a subscriber and possibly to even become a channel member. Channel members will get a Bretonian knight painted up in colors of their choosing, and I'm looking forward to getting that project kicked off. Eventually, when I'm done painting those knights, what I'm going to do is put them into a video segment that I'm going to run at the end of all of my long form videos, where you will see your knight steadily grow in detail and like quality of paint jobs as you stay on and support my channel. The longer you stay on and the longer you support my channel as a channel member, the more details I will Just a little incentive, a little fun way for me to say thank you. Thank you for supporting my work. And I don't know if you guys feel this. I'm at the point right now, the ugly phase, right, where nothing looks good and everything you do looks sloppy and messy. And why did I ever decide to start this? But you just got to keep on trucking, keep the faith. Psychic slap chop. I have seen some. I haven't ever thought I'd try. It's only 157. You can't quit now. This is Vegas. This is NorCal for me. Get fragged. Oh yeah, that's just Castellan Green off of a white primer. I love the novels. I don't think they've ever written a good orc novel, but let's add a little bit more to take off some of that that white peeking out underneath. But the Horus Heresy series is absolute peak fiction. Best of the best. In fact, I also really like Eisenhorn. Eisenhorn series was really fun. I think I'm gonna need to treat myself to something after this. I'm feeling a little bummed out by just this initial couple of colors that I've chosen. I'm not feeling inspired. I don't feel good about it. I think it's just the ugly phase. The ugly phase blues, that's what I call it. The ugly phase blues. You just gotta work through it. Push through. Sometimes like listening to a podcast or a YouTube video or a live stream will get me through it. So kind of having to do it all on my own, this live stream. Get through it. We'll get through it together, gang. We will get through it. I actually think the second missile rocket, I'm gonna repaint to be like a red and yellow checker pattern. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think that's better. That'll be better for it. A shovel. From the past, hey buddy, good to see you. I feel like there's not really much that's actually going to be silver on an orc. Like so much of their armor plates look way better if they're painted in whatever, you know, their clan colors are. So I'm gonna, maybe we'll do like the buckle for his belt and stuff, but like, I think we'll stick to the reds and the yellows. Thanks, buddy. And I saw Jam Jar pop in for a little bit. Jam Jar is like an OG, old school, been around with me since like watching my content and just like a great guy. I wish I talked to him a little bit more when he was here. I don't know if he left already, but Jam Jar is one of my favorite guys. So encouraging, always used to comment on my videos and just it's like one of the like the super fans of my YouTube channel. So sorry I didn't get to talk to you more, Jamjar. I think I was in the middle of something when I saw your name pop up. It popped on my radar for just a second. Hey, there's Jamjar. And then yeah, I'm bummed I didn't get to talk to you more. Unless you're still here. If you're still here hanging out, then that'd be cool. But if not, we'll catch up. All right, we'll start. We are still early goings. What I think I'm gonna do is make this a red plate. This red is corn red. This is another one. I don't think I've ever seen anybody paint up this miniature. Like, I love the RTLW minis, but when you go on their site, there's not much to fire your imagination about how you want to paint them, because they've got them all in the, like, you know, resin colors. But you're gonna have to do a little bit of this work yourself. This model is called the Boom Squad Chief. It's like the sergeant, the knob for your Boom Squad, which is RTLW's version of the Tank Buster Squad. And I think they came out with a kill team for these guys, didn't they? Every time I do subtitles, anytime there's like a corn red, I change it to a corn emoji. This brush has no business painting details. Blood for the corn god. All right, this is making me feel a little bit better. I believe it. green dry a little bit more. Me too, TTV Neon, me too. My brain is like Doctor Strange right now, going through all different combinations that I can use. Where's my Averland Sunset? Most people play the game. Oh, Elisio, the man with $85,000 worth of orcs. Welcome, my friend. I think I can still do a checker pat. I don't know. See, now that I did that, I was planning to do a red and yellow checker pattern on this one, but maybe it needs to be red, red and black. Have I painted myself into a corner? Ew. Emma, that's funny. Yeah, you're right. Okay. I'm gonna do it. That's good because it'll stand out from the yellow skull as well. Let's do a red and yellow. Or I'm sorry, red and my wife is so annoyed at me every time I say, well, when I played Marius in Les Mis, like nobody cares about that. All the old ladies said I was so cute in my little French Revolution outfit. Back in Hawaii, I used to do a lot of community theater. It's actually how I met my wife. The only reason I bring that up is because sometimes I say red and black, which is the name of a song. But I usually say it in regards to miniature painting. It's like a color combo, right? And every time I say it, if my wife is around, she'll be like, I thought you were going to break out into song. I have to tell her, no, honey, that part of my life is over. I paint miniatures now. The Bomb Squad is, or the Boom Squad is one of my favorite sets from RTLW. I think it's such a fun and orky collection of minis. I can't tell if I'm he's a fictional story actor. What up? Hey, Par Alexanderson. What's up? This orc is adorable. Henry Cavill's the man. Purple is stealthy. Yeah, you're right. I guess I could paint. I'm painting red and black checkers, but I guess I could also paint black and red checkers. What do you guys think? Is Henry Cavill going to save the show at Amazon? Is he gonna make it awesome and lore accurate? Or is it doomed? Doomed to go the way of the rings of power. Yep, he's a Custodes man. Hello, Tom. All right, y'all, keep up the great chat. Every time I look over and see what you guys are saying, it's really great. But we need to concentrate on these checker marks now. So if I miss what you're saying, if you ask me anything, yeah, you know what I will see though, if you send me a super chat, hey-o, I'll definitely see that. But yeah, if you ask me a question and I miss it, I apologize. I'm at the point in this color job, this color scheme, this paint job where I'm really focused on knocking this part out of the park. So I'm gonna go with Mephiston. Hello, Troll Slayer Orange. You might be a little too orange. Troll Slayer Orange? Don't let's be silly. A Fire Dragon Fight, that's a different story. Wild Rider Red. This is the one I couldn't remember the name of. That's the one we need. Wild Rider Red. Mephiston. Thank you. I wouldn't, you know what? I wouldn't attempt it if I didn't have a good set of brushes. And these golden maple brushes are the bomb. I haven't seen the Sardius one, but I love that secret level. I decided I'm going to make the bare metal be a standard Munitorum. I don't know. It should be like this down here would be the Unitorum green because it's the lowest part of the rocket launcher. So it's like this is the Imperial part, and all this other stuff has been cobbled on afterwards. Yeah, that makes the most sense. Yeah. Hard to do. I think it would be hard to do. I would hope heresy. The great thing, somebody wrote a comment on one of my videos, and they said, like, could you imagine all the different, if you opened it up into a cinematic universe, you could have like a real dark detective noir style with the Eisenhorn Inquisitor stuff. You could have a Band of Brothers style show with some Astra Militarum. You could have a Fury type show or a series or movie with a tank crew. Like there's so much you could do. There's so much universe to explore. And then like the Horus Heresy is just perfect because of how popular the books are. I would be surprised if they went in a different direction. I think everybody would want to see the Horus Heresy adapted. Somebody made a funny comment that Cavill could do. He could do. He could do like a character without a helmet, like Garvio Loken, or I don't know, so, like Inquisitor Eisenhorn or something. If they're going to do a modern day take, he could do that with his American accent. Then he could have the helmet on and be Dante with his British accent, and then they could CGI him in a space. Like, it's just, the whole show is just Henry Cavill. And I'm like, I'd watch that. Just make the whole show Henry Cavill. That man could have made The Witcher so awesome. And like just so good. All right. I think in this case, since we went red and then yellow, we're gonna have to go yellow. Tiki the Hut, wah! Tiki the Hut, it is. I don't think they're allowed to say that it's a Team Fortress 2 orc, but it's the Boom Squad chief, and you can pick it up. Click the link on my description; it'll take you to actually the Brotherhood of the Nine set over there, and then you can look at the RTLW website. It'll It's pretty easy to navigate. Just look under 28 millimeters and then Iron Horde. And then you can check out this miniature. The whole squad looks like a really goofy tank hammer squad. They've all got some kind of explosive. This one looks like he's holding an underwater mine and tripping on some rocks. So he's about to take a big kaboom. He's also got rockets and grenades and missile launchers strapped to his back. Look at this. I just noticed there's kill marks. Oh, it's going to be so much fun to paint. I don't know. I might do Blood Axe colors for the rest of the squad, just because I don't know if I want to make them all evil sons. This tank hammer guy looks so great. He really looks like he's about to say, knock, knock. Knock, knock, new pre-orders. Get your credit cards out. Time to order some spiky dwarves. Hi, Holger, at the Ork here. Just reminding you that the Hellsmiths of Hashut go on pre-order today. I know that the hammer guy looks like he's mid-swing, right? It looks like he's really just mid-swing, about to just put his entire back into this one swing. So great. I love this. I think RTLW as a company, like the artists, they understand like biology, they understand like movement and how to sculpt motion and weight. Everything looks like so good on their miniatures. And I have a bunch of, like, I really think like their Dark Eldar, their Drukhari stuff, like it looks good. And my wife looks at it and she's like, you just like it because they have their Ghiblies hanging out. And I'm like, yeah, that too. But they're not like some miniatures I've seen, some 3D miniatures. Oh, they look so bad. Have you guys seen these sculpts of like women, quote unquote, women Catachan fighters, like female Adeptus Mechanicus miniatures, and their Ghiblies are just like defying gravity. They look like flotation devices. It looks so gross. I don't know, for some reason the Drukhari Dark Eldar ones that RTLW does, like they actually look just very, very athletic and attractive, and they don't look like cartoons. Like I think they went cartoony for the orcs, but for the female anatomy, for their Dark Eldar line, it looks like really nice. Like they studied the female form, and like their artists are actually like they're just good at sculpting biology and the weight placement for the posing, the way they're standing. Like it looks like they're actual artists that are creating sculptures and not fantasies for boys, for teenage boys. So check it out. I got a bunch that I want to build and do, and it's not my favorite from their line, but it's pretty up there. Blood for the blood god. I don't know what that means. If my wife was listening, she'd be like, nobody's going to take you seriously as a YouTuber if you call it Ghiblies. If you call it their Ghiblies. So, sorry. Whew. Sometimes I have to hold my breath when I do stuff. It's like, I don't know, is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? Ah, it worked. Or it doesn't. And then it's like you're playing the Top Gun game where you're trying to land the jet on the aircraft carrier at the end of level 1, and no matter how hard you try, you just can't. It always just game over. Everybody in the chat is like, I don't understand that reference. You had to be there, guys. You had to be there. I'm sorry. Oh no. Oh, Cujo, you're just giving me traumatic episodes again. I can't have those flashbacks. Oh man. It's just hours of me and my brother screaming at the screen. What do you mean we're too low? This is the worst game ever made. Yeah, you know what? I say it's like Easter eggs. It's all stream of consciousness stuff, you know. I'm just making this up as I go, and it's like an Easter egg. Some people will watch it later and be like, "Wow, that's 2 levels too nerdy for me." And other people will be like, "That dog, that sly dog." I don't know. I think I gotta go. I'm like highlighting with white, but I don't know. I don't know. Cujo, what's a better? What do you do for Avalon Sunset? How would you highlight that? Aerial yellow, flash gets yellow, go bright, go bright or go home, or just milk it up a little bit. I don't know. Maybe Wraithbone. Maybe I could add Wraithbone instead of white. Maybe I stick with Avalon Sunset and just add a highlight color to that. I don't know. Thanks, Grumpy. Appreciate it. Bug Bumble, never played that. I'm gonna make, just in pure Orky fashion, I'm gonna make the handles of their stick bombs like wood, as if they're in like World War One. Just using the most low tech. Like it's a nice contrast from the red and the yellow. And then I'll do like some wood grain to really make it look like so low tech. That's good. Yep. I'm still in the ugly phase, but I'm powering my way through it, guys. I'm ignoring it. Is there by zone of hunger? I missed the question. Oh, how should I highlight? How would you highlight Averland Sunset? do you go bright neon scorched earth with flash gets yellow, Arial yellow, and just make it as bright as you can, or is there another color that could make it a little bit more of a subtle highlight? What I did was add a little bit of Corax white, but I don't like how that turned out. It just ended up making it look like I don't know, like scrambled eggs or something. You should make one of a little guy holding onto a flying rocket for deer. Yeah, the Storm Boys are some of my favorite minis. I love the Storm Boys models. Or I don't know. What do the rest of you guys think? I asked Cujo, what do you think? Is there a better color to paint to highlight yellow? Because I base coated in Averlin Sunset, and I think it's a terrific color. It's almost a mustardy. It's like a dull yellow. You could do anything with it. You can make it go darker. You can make it go lighter. My plan was to just highlight it by adding in some white, but what that did was, all it did was make it look more like scrambled eggs, I think I said. So do I go really bright, or do I find like a happy medium? Because this is what it looks like with the white added. It's just a little washed out. Flash gets, yeah, you know what? I think that's the way to go too. It's gonna make it pop so much more and make it look nicer, I think. All right. What about for a shade? Cujo, Seraphim Sepia? Or do you do a Cassandora yellow? Here's my Seraphim. Seraphim Sepia. Hey, that's a bummer. I think my yellow paints are in the basement or somewhere else, not around me. So flesh shade is darker. Yeah. Yeah, fast boy. Wow. Thank you, Emma. I'll take emotional support. I'm at a very difficult time in the painting process right now. This is the ugly phase. I know. That's another thing my wife says. Why don't you have your paints ready? Why do you keep them in a big bin under your table and have it rattling around when you're looking for paints? Oh, hello. I could have just muted the mic. I gotta do that next time. Mute the mic. Just gotta tie it all together. Thanks, Grumpy. I don't want to do too much of this highlighting stuff while there's still white primer unpainted resin, but I think it'll help me think. It'll help me think if I can see some nice highlights on the skin. It ain't me. I figure a small group than a do or die with origins. I've never heard of a painting that has gotten the pleasure of receiving any advice before. Yeah, Cujo, that's great. You go with the paints that you brought. Oh, thanks for the likes. Oh, thank you for the likes. Saw little hearts go up on my screen. It's not like TikTok. And with TikTok, when you stream on TikTok, you can see who's giving you the likes, but I just see the hearts go up. Oh, there's some more little hearts. Thank you. Oh, that makes me so happy. That pleases me. Thank you for the moral support, you guys. It's a very difficult time. I don't know if I'm feeling it. I think I might put some Imperial Guard transfers on these rockets just to make them seem more fun. But I don't know about this second rocket. I was thinking, oh, I'll just change it. I'll make it red and yellow, like the guy here. But I don't want it to blend too much into his body, the paint job for his body. So maybe I will just keep these missiles, these rockets, this drab green color. Contrast from his skin nicely too. Oh, good night, Emma. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. Cujo is amazing. Yeah. We'll do a little bit more, guys, and then I think my brain might be too fried to continue. Let's finish. Let's get everything that is white all painted up. This drab green on the red and yellow, it's making you feel Irimon. Cujo got fans in the chat. I feel like I've been graced by a celebrity. Every time somebody like a YouTuber that I know is in the chat, it's always like, oh, extra pressure, man. Here's somebody that knows what they're doing. They're gonna find me out. I'm a fraud. I'm gonna be found out as a fraud. Ready for October? We ready? Yes. Definitely ready. Sporkytoberfest. I wanted to save these guys for October, but I have another one of Artel's sets that I love, is that I can't wait to build, like I built up these guys, is like a whole rock band of orcs. And the first one I want to build is a keyboard player. And he's an orc playing a keyboard with these two flamers on the side of the keyboard. And in the front where it would say Yamaha, it says Flamaha. Oh man. if you click the link in the description, go to the Artel website and just like look in the Orks section, you'll find it near the bottom. It's called The Boys, the Orc rock band, The Boys, and it is so funny. It's so funny. Thanks, Cujo. That's amazing, man. Yeah, so check it out. Flame Maha. And then they've got an orc that looks like Slash. He's got like a big giant hat. I think he's got like curly black curls too, and he's wearing like sunglasses. So check that out. I feel like super humbled. That's really, really cool. I feel like I was lucky enough where when I was in the heyday of my videos, I was really just flying by the seat of my pants, you know, and just making a lot of it up as I went along. And now there's like so much people that are like, actually, you could do it like this, and it's a lot better. And some of the techniques I'm seeing out there today, like all of Cujo's stuff, most of everybody that I've followed, like religiously, it's like it looks so good. And I can't compete. I'm always only ever going to be this, at least I consider high tabletop standard, which I don't mind. Like I'm totally happy. Like I know what my strengths are and what my weaknesses are, but I love seeing people that used to comment on my videos or that used to watch my videos like go on and just like blow it out of the water. You know what I mean? It's amazing for me as a painter, as a YouTuber. I didn't know he's wearing like a crotch plate. Orcs are deceptive. They're deceptively simple or difficult, depends on how you want to look at it, because they have such wide areas to paint, and you could really just do like a base coat and a shade and a layer and call it a day, or you can go and do like these checker patterns, and you can paint on all these extra details and really make them look good. Like these boots are just leather, right? So you could just paint black, highlight a little bit, and call it a day. Or you can go the extra mile. I'm kid bashing a cargo 8 ridge hauler into a battle wagon. Nice. Mad Max Warwick style. I love that. There's a guy who used to watch my videos, won a Slayer sword. Nice. That is amazing. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I think our hobby is different from any other hobby, especially when you get into the YouTube side of it. When you engage with people, even if you're not a YouTuber, if you just watch videos on YouTube and you interact with the people that you watch, and then they get better and you get better and time passes and you see how far they progress and all the great stuff that they do in the hobby. You see their pictures on White Dwarf, and like in your case, somebody that used to watch your videos like won a Slayer sword. Like that's amazing. That is amazing. Everybody who keeps hitting the like button, thank you. You're nudging me up the algorithm. You're telling YouTube, the hive mind, all the little machine spirits that my channel and this content is good and worthwhile, and I appreciate that. Cujo, you should do some live streams, brother. I don't know. I'm just assuming that you don't. If you do, please forget that I said that. Set it up, do some live streams. I'll jump in and cause trouble for you the same way. And disrupt ask lots of silly questions. I don't know if you find this, but forget people actually watch the videos you make. Yep. You know, it's funny, back when I was living in Hawaii, and I was going through a time in my life where I was like painting and YouTube, filming and making videos on YouTube was like things that brought me joy in life. And even in the darkest days of my life, painting was fun, but also making videos on YouTube made me really happy. It was such an ordeal before too. I don't know if you guys know this, but way back in the day, um, like you would have to, like you couldn't do it all on your phone like you can now. Like right now I'm doing all of this on my iPhone. I don't have OBS or like a laptop open or like multiple cameras. I'm doing everything on my janky potato iPhone 11 because I can't afford to get anything better right now. And it works for me. This is fine, right? So back in the day, though, I would need to set up my Canon T25 or 52i or whatever, 5Ti, T1000, and then I would have to have like record it onto a memory card, and then I would have to take that memory card out and put it into my computer, and then upload it from the memory card onto my computer, and from there I'd have to edit all the levels, all the sound, and do whatever, and then I'd have to export that and render that into a file on my computer. And then I would have to go to youtube.com and then upload that file onto YouTube. And sometimes the exporting from the iMovie used to take all night. It used to be like hours long if I had to do the process for like a 40-minute tutorial. It would take me all night just to render the darn file. And then in the morning when I would wake up, I'd be like, oh, I gotta go to work. But I just finished exporting the video. Oh, good, so now I can upload it to YouTube. And then I would set it to upload to YouTube, and that would take like hours and hours and hours. So, man, early YouTube was a wild, wild place. And that was before there were studios and sponsors. And I always say this, like I was in the YouTube game back when it was just a bunch of nerds like me, Nerd Hammer, in the garage, in your bedroom, recording videos and not having a professional setup. And it was fun. The uploads took so long. And then right before the end, yeah, upload failed. What? Why? Why did it fail? You lost internet, you lost Wi-Fi for like 1 second, and the whole thing crashed. All right, let's do a little bit more. Give some depth to this leather. But I remember sometimes I still think about everybody that was here when I started. Blue Table Painting, Templars Crusade '01, Mr. Malorian, the 40K Orks. There were some real cool people on the YouTube when I first started. And a great Jojo Man, Gamza, the Commissar guy. And everybody was doing their best, right? Everybody was doing what they could. Yeah, I know, just hope it's done by morning. Mr. Watching Paint Dry, Dr. Faustus, awesome paint jobs. Oh, yeah. The rendering. Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. Exporting it from iMovie. It just took forever. Ichiban Painting. Oh man, there's a name I haven't thought about in forever. This one channel, Christopher AG Productions, like he's the reason why I do my yearly painting challenges. Like I saw his back when, you guys remember when YouTube used to allow you to do video responses? I was so sad when they took that away. I thought that was such a great idea. Where you could watch a video and instead of writing a comment, you could film a response. And like, I was like, why would you do that? Like you're only turning down all this extra content for YouTube. I thought it was a great opportunity for them. They just kind of threw that away. Use your best, most freshest potato to upload. Yep. And then I wonder sometimes, like, what happened to all of those? What happened to all of those folks, like Blue Table Painting, Nataku? I remember Nataku had a lot of health problems. I was always worried that like every video from him would be the last. But he was like the quintessential early YouTuber nerd. He would record in like a tank top in 100-degree weather. I would always watch Nataku's videos and just think like, this guy, he's got no qualms just recording it and putting it out there, just as coming as he is. I was like, that's the way to do it. Now you got to be like Duncan Rhodes level, Duncan Rhodes Painting Academy, Eons of Battle. Like you got to be the realist, like most well prepared. Like you got to be Squidmar, Ninja levels, professional rigs and professional setup and a whole crew. It's kind of discouraging nowadays. Like the environment is so different. And you know what I feel, Cujo? I don't know what you think of this, but I feel like old school YouTube, just like nerds in their room uploading nerdy videos, I feel like that's discouraged now. Like they want, I don't know who they is, conspiracy, but I feel like the algorithm favors the super edited, well lit, professional sound, the Mr. Beast, Squidmar levels of editing. And those are the ones that get all the views and all the engagement. I'm like, I don't have that. I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy recording on my iPhone 11. Yeah, it's become too corporate. YouTube used to just be, in the Warhammer community anyways, just like hit record on your phone or your camera, record whatever, and then like upload it. And yeah, now I feel like you really need resources to get started. Well, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I can't believe it. We're at 3 hours almost. Igor is sending me the signal to talk about the channel memberships. So here we go. Nick the Salamander, he came through and he bought 7 channel memberships just to random whoever was in the chat at the beginning of the stream. It was amazing. So we went from 18 out of 20 members to 25. That means that we're on to our next goal, which I think is going to be 50. Every time we hit a milestone goal like this, I want to have a kind of celebration, a reward, kind of to say thank you for everybody who is becoming a member. And so for this first unlockable achievement, what I'm going to do is for everybody who has joined up as a channel member, I am going to be building and painting Bretonian knights in the colors that you choose. So if you are a channel member, you're going to choose 2 colors like red and black. If you're red, if you're like following the official Games Workshop color scheme, mostly everybody has chosen something different though. Orange and green, red and cream, red and gold. So this is going to be great. It's going to look like an actual old school Bretonian unit. And I'm going to paint it up in colors that you requested. And the longer you are a channel member, the more detail, the more weathering going to start adding checker patterns and doing like hand painted fleur-de-lis and all these kinds of different accents to make it more fun and engaging for you as a channel member. So I hope that convinces some of you or tempts you to join up as a channel member. You'll also get access to all of my digital downloads for free. I have project planners, recipe cards, calendars on my Discord. And once you are a channel member, you will get access to all of that. You'll also be able to help me decide what I'm going to paint in these live streams. I always ask my channel members, what should I do next? Everybody chose this paint up some orcs, but in the past I've had different people guide my content. So if you want to feel like an active participant in my content, then becoming a channel member is a great way for you to feel hopefully engaged in my content and connected to my work as an artist. So thank you for considering that. And the low price of entry is $2.99 a month. And back to the show. So yeah, channel members also decided, for example, like when I asked what should I write on the nameplate of this dreadnought, somebody said, get good. So that's why he's honored brother Get Good. And he always will be. I don't think I'm ever going to sell him. He's been on my eBay listed for a while now, and he's not going anywhere. So he's just kind of standing watch over all of my paint. The plan for me is to paint up my Aragorn next from this Brotherhood of the Nine. If you're interested in looking at these hobbits up close in detail, then you can check out the link in the description. It'll take you to the RTLW website. Aragorn with the Iron Hand is next, so I just have to prime him up and then we'll paint him up hopefully for the next live stream. I should be at like final highlights stage. I think I do not care to do a live stream where I start off at 0. I think I would much rather have my paint colors, like at least my basic ones, down so that when you guys join me, it's like shades and highlights and we're onto the fun stuff and it's not as much frustration for me. The one from the past. I love watching you paint. I paint my maze. Thank you. One from the past in the scrap heap. Appreciate that. Subbed. Oh, Gret Frag. Thank you. Purple and yellow. Yep, beautiful. Like, I think the more variation in my squad of the Bretonian Knights, it's the cooler it's gonna look. And can you imagine? I have 25 members now. That means 25 Knights of the Realm. For the first month that you join, I'm not going to paint your miniatures up because for many of these people, they were gifted their membership and they could say, I don't think it's worth it. I'm not going to re-up after 1 month. But for those, like the one from the past has been a member for 3 months, I'm going to be priming, painting, adding detail, adding different base work. And the longer you're going to be a channel supporter, if you decide to support my channel for an entire year, I'm going to be upgrading you from a regular knight on horseback to a Pegasus knight, just for me to say thank you, and then I can just build up like a great group of followers and supporters. I think if I can get enough channel members, like it can really help me to make this my full-time gig, and then I won't have to worry about supporting my family. So even though I love the super chats and I love getting the individual donations through PayPal and everything, channel memberships I think is going to be the way that I can make a living on YouTube. So I appreciate you guys being here and for hanging out with me. It's already 180 minutes and 55 seconds. We're at the 3-hour mark. I think this is the perfect time to call it, and to thank you guys for being around, for sticking around, and for hanging out and chatting. Everything you do, I found this out in a video I watched on YouTube. Everything you do helps with the engagement. Right now, it's not as much about like subscribers and just passive watch time. Now it's really about like, are you commenting? Are you liking, hitting the like button? Are you subscribing? Do you have notifications turned on? Are you commenting during a live stream? All of that is going to help push me up the algorithm and help me find more of an audience. So thank you guys so much. And I hope you all have a great evening, a great morning, wherever you are. And this is me signing off. Good night, everybody.